Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Lost in Time, a Hong Kong drama romance from 2003 that stars Cecilia Cheung and Lau Ching-wan. It was directed by Derek Yee, who I talked about when I did my review of Triple Tap a few months ago. It got me thinking about Lost in Time, which is one of his earlier films. I remember really liking this back in the day, but it has been ages since I saw it, and I was wondering if it would hold up, so here we are. The story, essentially, is about a newlywed, played by Cecilia Cheung, who suddenly finds herself widowed when her husband dies in a car accident. And knowing that she still has to go on living and raise her stepson, she decides to inherit her late husband's job and become a minibus driver herself. And she gradually finds comfort in a fellow driver played by Lau Ching-wan. Now, Lost in Time is one of those movies that I watched just because of the cast, and when the DVD rental arrived in the mail, I wasn't really expecting that much from it back in the day, maybe like a generic romance flick or something, but it was better than I had expected. I mean, the story itself is not particularly novel or original, but the acting and the character development are what make the movie. And the filmmakers really successfully used actions over words to kind of build the foundations of the main characters. Cecilia Cheung's character is thrown into a very difficult situation early on, and none of it is her fault. It's not like she made a bunch of bad decisions, and then, you have to kind of get on her side over time, kind of like the girl in Limbo, who made a really bad decision, but they still kind of made her sympathetic. You don't even have to worry about that with this character. This character is just a good person who has been extremely unlucky. And the introduction of her struggles and her mental toughness to kind of drive through the adversity adds significantly to her likability. And the viewer really develops a concern for her well-being. So it's a good character. It's very easy to get behind this main character. For example, she's having difficulties with the minibus business, driving the bus, managing the finances, because she never did it before. And one of the best scenes in the movie is when Lau Ching-wan's character takes her on a bus route, just to kind of show her the ropes. And it's a very informative scene, actually, involving the nuances, the details, and the attitude you need to be efficient and profitable at that particular job. Specifically in Hong Kong. Probably my favorite scene in the movie. This also uses flashbacks to good use, which kind of flesh out the doomed romance, of the man who passed away. And it's pretty cleanly presented, not confusing at all. The relationship with the little kid has some nuance because our main character is not the biological mother of the kid. She married the guy after he already had the kid with someone else. So she kind of inherited the kid along with the relationship. And don't get me wrong, she really likes the kid, but it's tough, by herself. And her family members question her capability of raising the kid by herself. So it's good, realistic conflicts in this. And I'm a huge fan of Lau Ching-wan. I mean, a great performance here, as usual. He comes off as an authentic gentleman who's good deeds are motivated by a difficult history of his own. The little kid actor is pretty good in this as well. There are a few scenes where he really needs to act, and he pulls it off. There's one scene in the film that if you're not crying or at least teary-eyed, I don't know what to tell you. It's really, really good scene. And as an added bonus, we get Louis Koo in a small supporting role as the guy who died in the bus accident. So, but we get some flashbacks with him. And if I had to give one entry point into Cecilia Cheung's career, Lost in Time might be it. She has had some very good performances elsewhere, and I've always liked her as an actress. But her acting in this movie is more emotionally gripping than any of her other films, in my opinion. So if you're new to this actress, this is a pretty good place to start. I mean, generally speaking, I do tend to watch Hong Kong movies that are genre films, like action, horror, thriller flicks. But Lost in Time is one of those drama movies that seems like commonplace and kind of generic when you read the plot synopsis, but the execution of this is legit. So if you want a good quality, realistic drama, this is right up your alley. It's easiest to find on DVD and Blu-ray. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.